Hello friends, welcome back to my channel Mukesh English. Friends, in this video we shall summarize a very important story Thakur's Well, Thakur Ka Kua, which is written by the famous Hindi Urdu writer Munshi Premchand, who belongs to Uttar Pradesh, Varanasi, Uttar Pradesh. Munshi Premchand has written many stories regarding the themes like poverty, caste discrimination, and the struggles of rural life. So in this story, we will try to find out some questions answers like how important water is for all the living beings. And one more thing, have you come across any kind of incident where somebody has been told that you cannot take water from here because you belong to lower caste society? So such kind of issues we are going to discuss here through this story. So let's begin it. So Thakur Ka Kua, Thakur's Well. This story is written in English, in Hindi, and it's a translated version. Thakur's Well. It's a short story written by Munshi Premchand, which shows the suffering of poor people due to the caste discrimination in a village. The main characters of the story are Gangi and her husband Jhokhu, who belong to a lower caste. Gangi and Jhokhu, they are not allowed to draw water from the wells which belong to the upper caste people like Thakur, the landlord, and the shopkeeper. So this story, Thakur's Well, highlights their helplessness and the cruelty of society. Now, to begin with, Jhokhu. Gangi's husband Jhokhu is very sick and he's very thirsty. So here Gangi brings a lota, a small pot of water, and when Jhokhu tries to drink it, he finds that the water is stinking. It smells very terrible, and he scolds Gangi for bringing such dirty water. Gangi is shocked because the water was fine when she brought it the day before, and she realizes that an animal might have fallen into the well and died. That's the reason that the water is stinking. Even though Joko is desperate, Joko is desperate, and Joko is desperate to drink such water. He says that, okay, give me this water, I'll drink it. Gengi denies. She doesn't allow him to drink such stinking water which smells, and she knows if he drinks such water, he'll become more sicker. Unfortunately, they cannot get the clean water because the wells in the village are belong to the upper caste people. They are only for the upper caste people. For the lower caste people, they have to get the water from such wells where the dirty water is here. They cannot get the water from the clean wells. So in the village, how is the situation? The Thakur and shopkeeper, they have the clean wells. They own the clean wells. But the people like Gangi and Jokhu, they are not allowed to use them. So if Gangi tries to get water from these wells, the upper class people will insult her, they might beat her, or even they might curse her. Jokhu is aware of this situation and he warns Gangi. He bitterly points out that how unfair the system is. The upper caste people may lie, they may cheat, and they may steal, yet they are treated as superior just because of their caste. On the other hand, people like Gangi and Jokhu, they have to suffer without even having the basic necessities like the clean water. So, despite the risk, now Gangi, being a wife, she thinks that she should bring the clean water for her husband who is not keeping well. So, despite the risk, Gangi decides to get water from Thakur's well. So, she cannot watch her husband suffer any longer. So late night, she goes to Thakur's well late night when everybody in the village are asleep. She carefully, stealthily, she makes her way to the well and silently she goes to the Thakur's well. And here, a small oil lamp near the well gives a dim light. Gangi hides behind a wall and she has been waiting for the right moment. She waits for the right moment. She feels both fear and anger. She wonders why people like her are treated so poorly while the others are respected for no reason other than their caste, because they belong to the upper caste, so they are respected, and she belongs to the lower caste, so they are treated so poorly. So when she's hiding herself behind the wall, what happens here? Two upper caste women, they come to Thakur's well to fetch water, and Gangi is observing them. These two women, they complain about their husbands who never help them in their household work. The women's words show how even privileged women suffer from the unfairness of the society. So still Gangi remains hidden until these ladies go. She's still hiding herself behind the wall. She's waiting for them to leave. She's waiting for these two ladies to leave. So as soon as these two women they go, Gangi slowly approaches towards a well. She carefully ties a rope to her bucket and lowers it into the water. Every moment fills her with fear because getting caught, if she gets caught, she would has to face severe punishment. She has to suffer from the severe punishment. So each and every moment is very important for her. Slowly, silently, she's putting the bucket down into the well. She feels as soon as she pulls the bucket up with filled water, she feels as she's victorious. She's won the game here. But just as she's about to lift it to the safety, she's about to lift the water's bucket. The water. I'm sorry. She's about to lift the bucket. What happens? The Thakur's door opens. She gets afraid. In her fear, she loses the control of the bucket, and the bucket falls back into the well with a loud splash. The Thakur hears the noise. He comes out. He shouts, "Who is there?" Gangi gets afraid. She runs away in the dark. Her heart is pounding. She knows that if she had been caught, she would have faced harsh punishment. She had no choice. She had to run away from the place to save herself from the hands of the Thakur. Now, when Gangi reaches home, she finds Jhokhu still waiting for water, but Jhokhu was unable to bear his thirst. He has already drunk the dirty, stinking water. And this scene and this important moment brings a lot of sorrow, disappointment to Gangi because she has put a lot of brave attempt. She has tried her best to get the clean water, but unfortunately, she has failed. So, in this manner, the story ends on a heartbreaking note, showing how caste discrimination leaves poor people with no choices. And we have seen here Gangi's husband, Jhokhu, has to drink the dirty, uncleaned water, the stinking water, even though Gangi tried her best. If she would have been there, she would have been beaten, but she had to save her life because of her husband, right? So this is how such kind of caste discrimination we can see in our society even today. So after reading this story, I found here four important themes. One is caste discrimination, second, poverty and helplessness, and courage and love. Gangi's courage, Gangi's love for her husband, and finally, the social injustice. You can go through the detail. And to conclude, we can say that the story Thakur's Well is a powerful story which makes us to think about the injustice due to the caste discrimination. Through Gangi's struggle, Munshi Premchand reminds us how unfair it is when people are denied the basic human rights. The story calls for kindness, equality. The story calls for such a society where no one has to suffer for something as essential as water. So this is how we are going to summarize the story. This is how I have summarized the story. Hope you have liked the story Thakur's Well, and hope you have also thought that how the caste discrimination is still prevailing in our society. So think about it, write your opinion in the comment box. Let the people know that let the people know the differences between the upper caste and the lower caste. So friends, hope you like this video. Click on the like button, subscribe the channel for more videos, and this video and this topic is in the second semester BBA General English under Bangalore University. Thank you so much. Subscribe the channel if you have not yet done it, and stay in tune with Mukesh English.